Hello, folks. Welcome back to the Redeemed Marriage Podcast. This is Rusty and Heather Bryant. We're glad to be back with you. It is officially the middle of 2025. It is the middle of the summer. Actually, summer is almost over for you. It is July, and you have been traveling so much.
Yeah.
I feel like we're going to finally get to be together for a little while.
Yeah, we are.
So
No more apart trips.
So you were traveling a lot this week and even today. And so I said, you know what? I think I'm going to make an executive decision, and I'm going to end the summer short series.
Okay.
Yeah, we're done. So it was short, a summer short series. But I was like, we're back now. We're back.
Yeah, we're back.
We're back, and
Let's get this thing rolling.
Yeah, so we're rolling, and started just doing some thinking while you were gone. See, you should be around more, and then I wouldn't think so much. But I was thinking, and I came up with this great thing because I started thinking about July is our anniversary month. Mm-hmm. So we're going to hit 29 years this July the 27th. And so I started thinking about, you have no idea what we're going to talk about.
Like, I usually don't get nervous, but I'm a little nervous.
What's my favorite subject to talk about?
Oh, are we talking about sex?
Nope. But it is my favorite subject.
Are we talking about money?
Oh, Lord, no. Because if we were going to do that, I would just have a solo episode and not involve you.
Well, full transparency, I get a text. I'm in the car coming back from Texas with Logan's girlfriend, and we're driving along, and it says, message from Rusty Bryant. So I hit play, so it'll read it to me out loud.
Is that what you call me in your phone, Rusty Bryant? There's a message from Rusty Bryant. Oh, it's Rusty Bryant. Well, that's good. Oh,
anyway, it reads it loud to me, and it says, I have an idea for our topic tonight. I can't remember what else she said. It was just like, trust me or something. I'll have it ready when you get home. And I was like, okay, well, what is it? And he's not telling me. But he has a notebook.
But that made you happy, didn't it?
Oh, yeah. That you had it all planned out. But I was really happy until you came up here and I said, okay, what's the topic? And you said, I'm not going to tell you, but I'm going to ask you some questions.
Oh, yeah. 10 questions to be exact.
Gosh.
So here's what we're going to do. And, I always hate to say this is going to be a little series. We do that sometimes, and then we do it. Then we're like, nah, let's not make that a series. But the great thing about this is our podcast. We can do whatever we want to do. And but I think this is going to be fun because with our anniversary coming up, and I've been thinking about our anniversary, and so I started thinking about, I don't know, maybe have we ever really talked about romance on here and what we think is romantic and what you think is romantic?
I don't think so.
I don't know if we have, but anyway. This is what we're about to talk about.
Okay.
So here's where I got to thinking, and I was like, we've been married for 29 years. And so, if I were going to plan something romantic, whether it was for our anniversary or not, this is just our anniversary month, so we're going to go for it.
Okay.
But if I were to plan something that was romantic for you, I started thinking, do I really know what you would want me to plan? And I really started thinking how many couples, they don't really even know what each other thinks is romantic anymore. Because my first question, and this is actually not one of the 10 questions that's in the nice little notebook here.
Get 10.
No, this is number 11. This is bonus question. The bonus question is this.
The appetizer.
The bonus question is this. What you think is romantic, is it different today than when we got married? Different from when we hit that 15-year mark and we went through infidelity? Different today at almost 30 years married?
Yes.
Okay. A lot different? Are
Yes.
all of them different?
Yes.
All three of them are different. Okay, let me get my little notebook out here.
Did I answer the first one correctly?
There are no correct answers. So this is what I want the encouragement to be for all of the people that are listening. And I've even got some ideas behind this to do like a download.
Spin-off?
What?
A spin-off.
What are you talking about? Hey, stay in your lane. I got this. I've even thought about doing like a downloadable, PDF like we do. We have the banner on our website. So, hey, check out the website, theredeemedmarriage.com. It's not up yet, but I think over the course of the next couple of weeks, we're going to have some things that you can download, because what I want our listeners to do is I want our listeners to think to themselves, do I know what my wife thinks is romantic? Do I know what my husband thinks is romantic? If I were to plan a romantic getaway, would I even know what to plan for them? And some of you may be going, oh, yeah, I know. But the crazy thing is that it might have changed.
I know.
You know what?
What you would, if I was to plan a romantic
I'm not.
getaway.
This isn't about me right now.
Okay,
That's next week. That's why it's going to be a series.
Good
You got to come
plan.
up with your own 10 questions.
I got it. Oh.
All right. Yeah, see? So here's where we're going to go with this. Today, I'm going to ask a series of 10 questions. I just keep using the word series. I like series, I guess. So I'm going to ask 10 questions they're going to be specific to you. Like, you're going to get to tell me some things that are romantic. And then what I want our listeners to do, first of all, I think they're just going to think it's fun to find out what we think is romantic in this. But the challenge is you need to ask these questions to your spouse. And today, if you're listening, if you are the wife, then maybe you can answer these questions and tell your husband, or when we have this little downloadable file, you take it to your husband and say, hey, ask me these questions. This will be fun, so you can find out what I think is romantic these days. All right, so here we go. We ready?
I'm ready.
All right, question number 1 is this. What is more romantic to you? Quiet time at home or going on a trip/adventure together?
Quiet time at home with you?
Oh, my goodness. If I'm not here, how is it going to be romantic? Man, would you please leave so I can have some romantic time with myself? We are already just striking out big time. Apparently, Heather's idea of romance is get me out of the way. Just
not
let
true.
me be alone.
Okay, quiet time at home with you. Like today.
Yeah. Okay. So see, that's what y'all. If you're watching on YouTube, I am pointing at the camera because this is what I want. This is what I want people to understand. That's what's so messed up about women, because she can't even answer that question because she's like, well, like right this minute, I just got back from Texas, so I don't want to go anywhere. So man, it would be romantic if I'm at home. Ask me in 2 days, and it's going to change.
That's right.
See, that's a bunch of baloney. How are we supposed to plan something romantic? Because what if I'm like, answer it.
B.
The getaway?
The getaway.
Okay. So again, like what if I said pack your bags because tomorrow we're going somewhere. I've already planned it because I knew you were going to answer that way. You would probably go, I just want to go home.
I just want to be at home. Let's just watch a movie.
Yeah. See there? Do you see where I'm going with this?
Yeah.
This is extremely hard.
Yeah,
So,
it's hard.
Okay. But in general,
If it were a normal week, yes, I think it would be more romantic to go and have a fun getaway.
you would like a getaway. So
Yep.
instead of just hanging out at quiet time at home. All right. But here's the thing. People need to understand that's not the same for everybody.
That's
Some
right.
people love to just be at home. And so, okay. All right. So that was question number
for
one.
For somebody, it might be really, especially if you have kids, it'd be really romantic to send the kids
Kids were
away
not at home and you were
then
at
have
home.
a romantic thing at home.
But I would also caution this. So we're going to give a little teaching and as we're going along. Be really careful with that, because if you're thinking that way and you're like, oh, let's just get rid of the kids, The danger is then you're stuck at home doing things
That's right.
to try
Laundry's
to catch
still
up.
there.
Yes.
Dishes are still there.
Yes.
But if you get away,
Yep,
you can't do any of
That's
those
right. So, hey,
things.
there's
Okay,
your...
number 2.
All right, so number 2 is this. What is more romantic to you, when the romance is spontaneous or when I plan and prepare for the romance?
Plan and prepare.
Okay.
It hasn't always been that way.
Okay.
Like, I really love to just follow you around the airport. Not really knowing all the details. It's like, my man's got it. He knows where we're going. He's called the Uber. He's got all the plans. That's very romantic to me.
Okay.
And it makes you studly.
Well, this third question then kind of goes right along with that, and you
Okay.
may have already answered it, but do you prefer to be surprised by romantic plans, or would you rather be involved in the plans?
Oh, that's a tough one, because there's sometimes that I really like to be surprised, and then sometimes I really like to be involved, because it's like, if we're going to spend all this money and do all of these things, let's at least make sure I want to go do it.
Do you people see what I'm dealing with here? I think that people out there that are listening to this, they're going, okay, I feel all this. I understand what these people are saying. But they don't have a podcast where they can get on and ask questions. See, so we're getting to hash this out in real time, but you guys need to do this. You need to know these things about your spouse. Basically, what we've learned so far is I can't win. That's kind of where we're going with this. All right.
If I had to choose, I would say B.
B, you want to be involved.
Yeah.
So you want to know what's going on. You want to know what's going on.
But I want you to do it all.
But when we go, you said you go to the airport, I just want to follow you around
Well,
and be
it's
like,
okay,
I don't need to
no,
know. You got this
listen,
plan.
No, like, hey, babe, I want to take you somewhere really nice. Okay. So, really nice. So, where would you like to go? And I would say probably Italy.
All right.
I'm just dreaming here.
Yeah, you are.
But then at that point, go. Like, I don't want to know. See, and I have my best friend in the world loves to do this. She wants to plan all the things, like where to go, where to eat, where to stay, all that. Like, I trust you. You're definitely the leader of our family in that area.
Okay, so I love that we're kind of going here because you guys are you're hearing what's happening, and Heather's thinking big, which is fine because I wanted to kind of go a little bit big with some of these questions. But the reason why I want this to be a series is because I also want people to understand and realize that romance isn't just going to Italy. Like, romance needs to happen on a daily basis. But we do have to have this idea of what is romantic. So the reason why I wanted to carry this out for a bit is because I wanted you to ask me questions, but then I also wanted to be able to talk about everyday romance. So some things that may or may not happen over the next few weeks because we don't know. All right. So that was question number 3. Question number 4 is, when you think about a romantic getaway, besides Italy,
I was just using that as an example.
I know.
I don't think we're going to Italy.
But hey, if anybody from Italy is listening to this, please invite us.
Yep.
We will come
stay
to
with you.
We'll come to your house. And then we might even throw in a few coaching sessions for free. Okay. Romantic getaway. Beach, mountains, city, or something else?
Mountains.
Okay. Today.
No, mountains. Because I love the beach. But I know you don't love the beach, so the whole time I would be worried about you. I love the mountains, and you love the mountains. So that would be more romantic because we would both be, like, thrilled.
Okay. Fair. All right.
Dang, I crushed that one.
Okay. So the 5th question is this. What is more romantic to you in accommodations? Hotel, Airbnb, bed and breakfast?
Hotel.
hotel. Okay. So why?
It's fancy. And for some,
Oh yeah, some hotels are not fancy. So
Okay,
you're
well,
talking.
then not a
So you're
fancy.
thinking more resort type.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because Airbnb, what if it was a really nice Airbnb? But sometimes Airbnbs kind of gross me out because it's other people's germs. I know hotels are the same way. Just. But they have cleaning crews that come in.
Oh yeah, because the Airbnbs don't clean.
Okay, what was the third one?
Bed and breakfast.
Oh gosh, I don't know. I'm just not that picky. As long as it's clean and nice, any of those are
Do
fine.
you like bed and breakfast?
Yeah. To me, our experiences with bed and breakfast have been really like vintage, old timey, lacy, that kind of thing.
Lacy.
The bedspreads are lace and there's crocheted pillows.
Okay.
But if it's
And you don't love that.
No, I don't love that. I like more like fancy,
You don't
modern-y.
you don't
Yeah,
like stuff that people
clean.
have knit. You don't like knitting.
I do like to knit, but I knit it. But okay, does that make sense? Anything really clean and
But you like you like
Modern.
modern. You like modern. You don't necessarily love the old antebellum
no
places.
and like moderny and like that'd be
So
fun.
what? Okay. Hey, here's an add-on to that cabin.
Yeah, as long as it has all the stuff. Like I don't,
You don't want an outhouse.
No, I don't. And I don't want to camp. Please don't take me camping. I don't like bugs.
Okay.
I need a little bit of bougie camping.
Bougie camping.
Now
Okay.
they have like these camping things where you can like camp on the side of a cliff. Yeah, like really nice, no bugs.
Okay. All
Okay.
right. Okay. So this is a little bit of a two-part, I guess. But do you prefer going out to eat or cooking together?
Out to eat.
Okay. And that's like if we were doing something romantic at home, out to eat or cooking together.
Out to eat.
Traveling, out to eat. You never want to cook. do
No,
you?
I love to cook with you, but that just seems like a daily. Like we do that. And so out to eat is special. And I don't have to clean up and I don't,
Yeah, I gotcha. Okay, so for a romantic getaway, do you prefer that there are activities involved or unstructured rest and time alone? Not alone. I'm still there, Heather. Gosh, she gets so excited about the way she. Wait, am I
No,
alone?
I did not.
Am I going to
If
be?
you-
Wait, you're not going to be there.
If you watch YouTube, I just cocked my head like alone, because that would change my answer.
Alone, me and you
Okay.
alone.
I like well, shoot, I don't know because it depends. If we're in the mountains, let's go hiking. Let's do the thing. Let's go e-biking and all the fun things. But if we're on a cruise ship, like I just like to, or the beach, that's it. If I was at the beach, I just want to lay there, relax, even if it's like a fancy beach where we could get couples massages and things like that, like just chill. But if we're at the mountains, like, yeah, let's have a lazy morning and look out at the sunrise and drink my coffee. But let's do the things. Go hike and e-bike and get on the paddle boards and fish and things like that.
Okay. Okay. So think a little bit about distance. So when does the distance become almost too far away to drive and then it's not romantic anymore? It's a chore. Does that make sense? How far are you willing to travel for a romantic getaway?
Well, I think that we really, because we went to Davidson, North Carolina so many times back and forth, 10 hours is nothing. Like we could do it. So anything over 10 hours, 8 to 10 hours.
Okay, let's look at it this way too. If you only had like a couple of nights, like really only, well, we're probably only going to be able to stay for 2 nights somewhere. Short getaway. Like how far is that drive going to be?
6.
Okay. All right. I'm not taking notes. I could go back and watch this.
Because you got anything more than 4 to 6 hours, you need a day to travel and then 2 days there.
You just go keep banging on the table, making all that racket.
And then another day to travel.
Okay.
So it would be a 4-day event, and really you only get 2 days there.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
But a 4 to 6 hour trip, you can leave early enough to where it's still.
You still have half the day. I mean, like even when we went to see Logan in Dallas, we left that early morning. We were there to do dinner with him, and so 4 to 6 hours is perfect.
Okay. 9th question. See, it went by so fast you didn't even know we were on 9.
I didn't.
Okay. 9th question is this. What are the extras? What are the small gestures that add to the romance? So, well, I'll just let you answer that.
No.
Like if you went somewhere, went off for a weekend getaway or something that was just a romantic getaway. Like, what would be the extra things that could be done that would add to the romance?
Like a couples massage. I know you don't drink champagne, but champagne and strawberries in the room.
I'm not real sure you drink champagne either, but
Ooh, mimosas. I like to drink my champagne with lots of orange juice. Let's see. I mean, just because that's an extra, it's a sweet. It's like rose petals on the bed. It's just like a extra touch. I mean, we're talking about romance. Like if you're doing something romantic. That's all I got.
okay.
Sorry.
Rose petals on the bed.
Mimosa and strawberries.
What else did you say before that?
That was it.
That was
Massage.
it?
Couples massage.
Couples massage.
Yeah, that would be fun.
Okay. I've never had a massage. Ever.
Oh, you're really missing out. Let's just put in a plug that if you go for a massage, a man massages a man, a woman massages a woman. Okay, the end.
Okay. Yeah, good point. So, but if I've never had one, it doesn't really matter.
Doesn't really matter.
All right. So let's go.
Number 10.
Number 10. Okay.
I'm nervous.
So for you, what would be on a romantic giveaway? Giveaway. What giveaway? We're not doing a giveaway. We're not doing a giveaway. What would be physical intimacy expectations?
Ooh. How long are we gone?
Wait a second. These are my questions.
Well, I have a follow-up question. How long are we gone?
I don't know.
Like 2 nights?
Sure, let's go 2
One
nights.
of the nights.
One of the 2 nights. Okay. But that you would expect that that would be a part of it.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
For sure.
Okay.
Like I would probably pack my little costume.
Gosh.
And if you don't know what I'm talking about, you've missed an episode.
It's not Batwoman.
I just call lingerie costumes for those of you who don't know.
Okay. So there were my 10 questions. Okay. So you get to come up with 10 questions. You have a week.
Okay.
A week to come up with
I can
10
do
questions. I mean, I don't know. Maybe some of them are the same, but I don't think so. Like, I really think that there's different questions that a female or a wife would ask a husband and a husband than what the husband would ask the wife. So,
I love that game. And the reason why I liked it is because it's things I haven't put words to. And also, I feel like because it's changed, it's real important to know where I am now, and also I think it's some great questions that people need to talk about with their spouse. And there may be people thinking we're never going to get to go on a romantic getaway ever because we have a, 7, 5, 4, and 1 month old.
Or we can't afford it.
Yeah.
And things like that.
Yeah.
But I even have some ideas for the future to help with things like that. You've been gone, and when you leave, I just think about stuff. I think about marriage ministry stuff, and so that's what I've been doing this week. So I one of the reasons why I think that something like this is so important is because when some of it goes back to the love language thing, and you love your spouse the way that you want to be loved. And so if we just expect that we're going to plan something that's romantic, but your spouse doesn't really even think that's romantic, what a waste of time, you know? So I think that when we can sit down, we can have these questions and ask these questions, there's two big things I want to say here. One is this. If you sit down with your spouse and you answer these questions and then they do it, don't be like, oh, you're just doing that because I said. Of course, that's the whole point. That's the whole point. So, I think people get really hung up on this. Oh, you should just know. No, like none of us can read minds,
and they get hung up on. If you really loved me and knew me, you would know how to do that for me. You would know how to love me well. And we can't read each other's minds. I mean, just use your words and tell what makes you happy.
Yeah, because we have already admitted, and I think everybody would admit things change. And so we shouldn't expect that what was romantic when we were dating would be the same thing that we would be doing today.
Right.
And so if I did the things that were romantic back when we were dating, you may be like, I don't even like that anymore. Or maybe you were just faking that you liked it back then even, So I think that's a big, big part of it. And then kind of lost my train of thought.
Sorry, you had two things.
I know, I did.
Oh, sorry.
I know, I had two things and I can't remember
One
what the...
thing is it changes. What was the other thing?
I don't know.
Oh, it's gone. You said two big things.
Yeah, two big things, and one
you
of
should
them...
have written them down.
I probably should have. And I have my notebook right here, so I could have written it down, but I don't really remember.
It's gone. It's gone.
Yeah, it's really gone. Like, it's not even, like, right there where I can grab it and come back to it. I think it's really
just
gone.
It's just gone.
Yeah, and, when you're like, talking and you're trying to drag it out so you can think, you can't really think.
Would you like me to talk for a minute? Here, I'll do the do. I'm really sad because you didn't tell me the summer shorts were over and I didn't get to sing my summer short song for the last time. So that was disheartening.
I think everybody's really sad about that. All right. So, yeah, let's just make it a point to find out what is romantic to your spouse.
Yep.
And
I will say, and just in case this helps, you said it's kind of like the love languages.
Yeah.
And I love that analogy because a lot of times we think, like, I'll think, oh, this would be romantic to me, so you would like it. Kind of like when I say, let's go sit on the beach and read books all day. Like, that would be so fun. But that would be death to you. And so, like, I know that about you, so I would never ask you to do that. And so choosing to love your spouse well and what they think is romantic is way more important than...
Yeah, and I actually do think that was my first point, and I jumped to this other thing. But, yeah, when you're trying to plan something, so many times you're just thinking about, well, this is what I think would be romantic, or this is what you used to like. And, if we're just not communicating about that and knowing, what are the things that I can do? Because why would you want to waste that time when you can do something that is going to be special and romantic. I do remember one of the things that I was going to say as a part of that. If you're one of those that says, oh, no, I don't want to know, you just do it, you plan it, you be romantic, then you don't get to say, well, I don't like this.
I didn't like it.
I didn't like it. Yeah. Or I wish we would have done something different.
Right.
Like that's off the table at that point. And
Good point.
that's actually one of the things I remember now that I was going to say. Yeah, you have to. That's why asking these questions are important, because it's just like when I said to you, do you want me to plan everything or would you want to be involved? And you're like, well, if it's something big, I probably need to need to have some input. And but there's also some things you've given enough information that I know that I could say, hey, pack your bags and we're heading out.
Because later on I said, if we went to the mountains, I would love to do this, 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 and this. And so you know exactly that I would love those things. Yep.
Okay, cool.
Good conversation. I like it.
All right. Well, we'll try part 2 next week with you asking me some questions, and we'll see what we can learn about each other.
All right.
Okay. Till next time.
Peace.
Peace.